Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Rhea Ripley competed in a pre-taped match tonight, which will be aired next week. However, Nia Jax interfered and caused a DQ. Ever since SummerSlam, Ripley has been trying to get some revenge on Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. However, her attempts have often come up short. She thought she would finally get her revenge at Bad Blood, but this plan was spoiled by a returning Raquel Rodriguez. Tonight, WWE pre-taped next week's Raw episode since several stars will be on tour in Europe. During the taping, Rhea Ripley was addressing the crowd when Tiffany Stratton interrupted her and had a message from Nia Jax asking her to stay out of her way. When this confrontation was about to go from bad to worse, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez attacked and laid them out. As a result, a tag team match was set up as Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. However, the match failed to produce a clean winner as Nia Jax interfered and attacked Morgan. She then tried to convince Tiffany to cash in on Liv, but Dominic Mysterio saved her. It looks like things are already heating up between Nia Jax and Liv Morgan, which should make their champion versus champion match at Crown Jewel thrilling. The atmosphere in the arena was electric, the tension palpable as fans packed every seat, eagerly anticipating what had been promoted as one of the most intense battles on WWE Raw in recent memory. The Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley, was set to face off against a rising challenger in a high-stakes match, a contest that could further solidify Ripley's dominance or signal a shift in the landscape of WWE's women's division. Rhea Ripley, ever the formidable champion, entered the ring with her signature swagger. Draped in black leather, her heavily tattooed arms on full display, she carried herself like a true warrior. The Judgment Day leader had cemented her place atop the division, fending off competitors left and right. But tonight was different. There was an undeniable buzz about this match, one that hinted at possible chaos. Her opponent, Zoe Stark, a fierce competitor with a reputation for speed, agility, and brutal strength, was no pushover. Zoe had been gunning for a title shot for months, racking up impressive wins and gaining momentum. Fans believed she was the one who could finally give Ripley a run for her money. The hype surrounding this clash was well earned, and expectations were through the roof. From the moment the bell rang, both competitors wasted no time. Rhea used her overwhelming strength to overpower Zoe early on, forcing her into the corner with a vicious barrage of strikes. But Zoe was quick, ducking under Ripley's attempted clothesline and delivering a dropkick that sent the champion stumbling backward. The fans roared with approval, the match already promising to be a hard-hitting affair. Zoe wasn't content with playing defense and began targeting Rhea's legs, hoping to neutralize the champion's power advantage. She methodically worked Ripley down, attempting to lock in submission holds and wear her down. However, Rhea wasn't the kind of champion to be slowed easily. With a primal scream, she broke out of Zoe's grip and slammed her into the mat with a suplex that shook the ring. As the match continued, it was clear the tide was shifting back and forth. Rhea would land devastating moves, only for Zoe to respond with lightning-fast counters, keeping the fans on the edge of their seats. At one point, Zoe managed to hit her signature finisher, the Z360, a devastating spinning knee strike that had put many opponents down for the count. The crowd gasped, believing that Rhea's reign could be over. 1. 2. Rhea kicked out just in time, her resilience shining through. Zoe's frustration was evident, but she wasn't ready to give up. She immediately went for another attempt at the Z360, but Ripley caught her mid-spin, showing her incredible strength. With a roar, Rhea hoisted Zoe into the air and delivered the Riptide, her finishing move. It looked like the match was over, with Rhea retaining her title in dramatic fashion. But just as the referee was about to count 3, the unthinkable happened. Out of nowhere, Nia Jax's music hit. The crowd erupted into boos as the colossal superstar marched down the ramp. Nia had been absent from WWE for a considerable time, but her return had been rumored for weeks. Still, no one expected her to make an appearance during this pivotal match. Rhea, visibly irritated, rose to her feet and stared down Nia as she approached the ring. Zoe, meanwhile, was still down from the riptide, oblivious to what was unfolding around her. Nia Jax, a powerhouse in her own right, stormed into the ring without hesitation. The referee tried to intercept her, but she shoved him aside, causing him to call for the bell and officially end the match in a disqualification. The fans were in shock as Nia charged at Rhea, and the two women collided in a brawl of titanic proportions. Nia, with her raw power, had the strength to go toe-to-toe with Ripley, and she wasted no time making her presence felt. She drove a shoulder into Rhea's midsection, slamming her into the turnbuckle before delivering a massive Samoan drop that left the women's champion sprawled on the mat. Zoe, realizing what was happening, tried to get involved, but Nia wasn't having it. With one swift motion, she sent Zoe crashing to the outside of the ring, effectively taking her out of the equation. Back inside, Nia stood over Ripley, her eyes burning with intensity. She reached down, grabbing Rhea by the throat and lifting her to her feet, only to slam her back down with a chokeslam that left the champion gasping for air. Nia's destruction was absolute, and she wasn't done. The fans watched in horror as Nia climbed to the top rope. It wasn't a place she often ventured, but tonight was about making a statement. She perched on the top turnbuckle for a moment before launching herself into the air, crashing down onto Ripley with a thunderous splash. The ring shook with the impact, and Rhea lay motionless beneath Nia. Boos filled the arena as Nia Jax stood tall, her hands raised in victory, even though the match had technically ended in a disqualification. The referee, who had been knocked down earlier, finally regained his composure and called for more officials to come down to the ring. Medics rushed to check on Rhea and Zoe, but the damage had been done. Nia Jax had returned, and she had made her intentions clear. She was coming for Rhea Ripley's title. The show closed with Nia standing at the center of the ring, her presence a reminder of the chaos she could bring. Rhea Ripley, still the champion but battered and bruised, was helped to the back by the medical team. The fans were left in suspense, wondering how Rhea would respond to this devastating attack and whether she could retain her dominance with Nia Jax now gunning for her. The match may have ended in disqualification, but the war between Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax had only just begun.